What up, what up, what up? What up? Can y'all hear me? Hopefully we can hear. Alright, I'm gonna go with. Alright, what's up, guys? So for tomorrow's watch list, I'm gonna keep this a little bit shorter, just to four names. A couple of names, we don't see as much, but it is a Lotto Friday, and I like the call and put volume on both sides. Again, tailored toward that smaller account. So let's break down some flow first, of course. First one, Uber definitely sticks out, but it was so choppy today, and then they dropped that news, halted down. So I don't really like the price action of Uber today. But Facebook's one that was getting some pretty unusual activity in today's session. So I'm gonna take a look into this. So obviously, getting hits on these 235s, 240s, 230s, even up to 250. On the downside, 220 puts look nice. So I like that a lot, especially if we can bounce. I don't know exactly what to think of market tomorrow. There's a possibility and rumor going around social media that there's a possible rate hike coming. If that's the case, I expect a pretty bad day. We were denied around that 458 level on SPY, which is a big level. So that's one thing to keep in note as well. So going in tomorrow, definitely going to take a little bit of time to kind of see what the market wants to do before I really play anything. But Facebook's definitely a name I'm going to watch for tomorrow. Another name, a bunch of momentum the last couple days as they had news, with the Super Bowl on Sunday, being Roblox, if I can find it, RBLX. Very 80% call premium, looks pretty nice. Call volume's up, put volume a little bit up, but not crazy from the day before. So that's something really sticks out. Last 2 day call volume on Roblox has been pretty insane. So let's check this breakdown here on Roblox. It moved pretty well the other day. I did have it on the watch list. So I like that a lot. It respected levels pretty well. So I like this a lot. All right, so, first most active chain was that 211.75 call. I like that. And the second most active is the 218.100 call. That's $30 out of the money currently, which I think is a bit crazy, but very bullish flow right now. Pretty ugly day in terms of the daily candle, but I really like this flow, and there's definitely a downside that we can play on Roblox. So I like Roblox a lot. I talked about Uber earlier, but a play that is similar to Uber, and one we don't normally see on here, so it's one that really caught my eye, is Lyft. They had below average earnings. Well, earnings were okay, but the outlook wasn't great for Lyft. And one thing, it flew a little bit today with Uber, but the downside on this, it's pretty nice. So I like this Lyft play a lot. One, we don't see crazy volume on a ton usually, but looking at this flow, 50 calls getting hit, 45 calls, 46, pretty nice. And then on the downside, 42 puts and the 40 puts. I like that a lot. Gives us both an up and a downside. Bid-ask spreads are pretty nice. Premiums are cheap. I like this play a lot. And it's also, going in conjunction with Uber, which had good earnings and then had that weird halt down today. So I like Lyft a lot. And then the last play, this one's going to be a semiconductor play, but it's not, the usual name I go with. I like AMD a lot out of semiconductors, but I like MU. And one thing, it tested a level, that 95 level today, that has been very big, and it was denied really hard. After a very big candle off open, just tanked throughout the day. So the downside on this is there, right? But the upside potential is also there. And then when we look at this flow, it's pretty intriguing. Just to see what people are hitting. Obviously that 211.95 call was hit pretty nice. getting hits on these 92, 93, 94s like that. On the put side, we do have this 90 put here. And also we have 318 100 calls and 34 103 calls getting hit. So this is that potential, to break through that all-time level up near 97. They're, a couple weeks out, but that's something to keep in mind. If we can get a nice push tomorrow, I like that, but I do love the downside here on MU. All right, let's go over some levels. Restart that later. Remind me tomorrow, whatever. All right. Make sure you guys can. What up? What up? Hey, appreciate that on the podcast. I actually do have a question for you guys. So it was brought to my attention that people use YouTube for podcasts as well. And would that be something you guys like? We just want to make it as accessible to, whatever you guys like the most, if being, YouTube, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts or stuff like that. So if that's something you guys would like, we can certainly upload it to YouTube, make it a little bit easier to get access to that. All right, let's go over some levels. So on Facebook, looking at this, one thing that really sticks out to me is we do have this, looks like a little bit of a cup forming handle here on this 15, which is pretty nice. Also possible head and shoulders with not very much follow through today. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. But when it comes to call and put triggers, a level that really sticks out to me is this level right before we fell off here at 230.7. A lot of support here. It was a support zone over here. So I'm going to use 230.7 as my call trigger here on Facebook. And I like that level a lot. Right before we fell off, very big support area earlier in the day. Prior resistance. Also could put in, a little bit of a argument that is a possible neckline here on this inverse head and shoulders on the 15. So I like that. Over that level, we do have this VPA. So the levels I'm going to be watching over that are the low here. Let's see, what is the high here? 232.15. I like that. 232.14. Throw this in yellow. I like that. I'm going to be watching that. And then, maybe a little bit to watch here on this 231 area. I like that. 232 is definitely a very big area here on Facebook. We also see this long candle here touching 230.5. Another reason I really like that 230.7 call trigger. I'll flip over here to the hourly, get a little bit better look as to some level. Oh, come on now. Zoom out. Zoom. All right, there. Oh, don't mess with me. All right, there we go. So over that, 233 is going to be a big level. It is a Friday, so I want to be a little bit more careful. But it looks like over 233.10. I'm going to throw that in there. I like that. 233.10. Looks like we have a nice volume gap for a big move up towards those 235s. So I like that a lot. This was the pattern I'm talking about right here with this possible cup and handle. Throw in a trend line here. I like this little handle-ish pattern here. And then, this nice little wedge-ish pattern here off of big candle to start. So I like that. In terms of a put trigger, the level I'm really watching to the downside is this level right here, the low here at 225.15. I like that for a put trigger. Throw this line. It's been tested a bunch around that 225.20 level. So I'm going to wait until we get underneath that to that 225.15. I really like that a lot. If we can hold that 225, make a nice push, I like that as well to play some calls off of a failed put trigger. I also like this closing candle here on the hourly for Facebook for move to the upside. It is a nice little hammer candle. Okay volume, nothing, too crazy, but it's pretty nice setup here. I like this a lot. Underneath that level at 225.15, I'm going to be watching 224.05 on the put side. 224.05, throw that in yellow, and then underneath that, this can go down really fast. And the level I'm looking underneath that is all the way down at 222. So this can provide us a big move either way. And that's something I really, really like in plays. So I really like Facebook. The premiums aren't too terribly expensive. Very nice spreads. Always have the volume. So I like that a lot. And then the top level I'm going to watch is that 234.75 to up to the 235 level. 235 is a massive level. 240 is an even bigger level on Facebook. So that's levels I'm watching there to the upside if we can push past that 233.10 level. Let's go to MU. All right, so MU, massive candle here off open, and then we just, kind of fall throughout the day. But when looking at levels and my call and put trigger, I'm gonna flip it here to the 15-minute chart. The level that really sticks out, 92 is going to be a big level, but I'm going to use this level right here that we couldn't hold at 91.9 as my call trigger. 91.9. I like that. Over that, I'm going to look toward, this level is going to be big. Absolutely massive here. What's the low? 92.2, big level. It is a Friday, so I'm not going to get too greedy with these levels, but that 92.2 level, big level. Over that, up here is going to be another one at 92.8, but the real level, I think, is that POC here at 93.05. I think we can make a potential move to that if we do have a nice day here on SPY. Another thing, on this 15, nice volume gap to the downside. For my put trigger, I'm going to use a hourly zoom out here a little bit. So a level that really sticks out to me is this level. The lows, the low here, what's the high here? So I'm going to use this level. That's my low. 90.35. Looks like a very disputed level. I like that. It's also right on the edge of that VPA gap for a nice push down. Underneath that, these levels aren't going to be too crazy big in terms of our volume profile, but I will be watching this 89.7 level. 89.65, that'll work. But this thing could fall down to the big level here is 85.10. So I don't know if it can reach that tomorrow, but that is a level that would be my end goal. This level here at 87.5, 87.4 looks to be a pretty big level as well. We can see on the VPA, that's the really only thing holding us from falling down to 85 area. So I like MU a lot to the downside, but to the upside, we have range as well. Like that play a lot. It's definitely seeing some more congestion up here in that 94 to 96 area, so I like that. All right, Roblox. Roblox is, one that's been very, very hot. And for a call trigger, I like, let's flip this over to the hourly, but that level right there is definitely sticking out. What's this, 71.4 to 71.4? I like 71.4. I like that for a call trigger, not too crazy of a move to get in nice. So I'm going to use that 71.4 as a call trigger. And then on the downside, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. A lot of congestion, right? A lot of things holding this up. But I'm going to use, let's go to the 15. Hopefully see this a little bit more clearly. Okay, so this is a big level. I'm going to use the low of this candle here at 68.4 right before we bounced. Definitely a big zone, as we can see over here on Roblox. So I like that a lot. Over that 71.4, there's some nasty long upper wicks up here around 73. Let's go to the hourly, really look at this a little bit better. Okay, so that's a big level. What is that? What's the high on this? 73. Okay, cool. That makes sense. 72.97. We'll throw that in there. All right, so that's a big level. And then over that, what's the high today was 73.37, 73.3. So we'll throw 73.3 in there as well. But over that 73.3, we do have another volume profile gap up to, I'll use this low here at 75. So 75 is definitely doable tomorrow. Ooh. All right, whatever, you get the point. Anyways, 75 is definitely doable. We just have to push past a couple, that 72 or that 73 to 73.3 is going to be a big congestion spot, but I really like this to the upside. Pretty good strength, all told, in everything that's happened in the market. So the next level underneath that 68.4, I'm going to watch 67.25 is a big level. 67.25, big one to watch there. Very big level. Down 67, I'll watch after that. But I liked Roblox more to the upside, I think, than I do the down. I like MU on the downside a lot. Not too much holding it up on our VPA, so that's one I'm really going to be watching as well. Okay, in terms of Lyft. So Lyft I've never actually played before, so this is going to be fun for me. And the level I like a lot in terms of a call trigger is this level at 42.65. If we scroll left, it's the low, very disputed zone over here, touched multiple times, right? And then finally, when we did get this long candle off open, that's where we bounced off of. So it's definitely a big level. So I'm gonna use that as my call trigger here on Lyft, 42.65. Let's go to this 15-minute to kind of look for a better put trigger. So 41.7 looks to be decent. I'm gonna have to go back to the hourly. I lied. All right, so that's definitely a big level. 41.35, 41. All right, I'm gonna use what's the low? 41.48, 41.59. All right, I'm gonna use that psych level at 41.5 as my put trigger. It's disputed over here. Couldn't test it. Retested here. So 41.3 is going to be a level to watch as well. Might as well throw that in here. 41.28, 41.3, close. All right, so 41.3, definitely a level to watch. And then underneath that, these are some levels to watch at 41.08 for sure. But I'd say the biggest place to really watch is down here at 40. What's the low on this? 40.83. Tested multiple times. If it can break through that level, decent little VPA over here. But then we can test down towards that 40. I like this decent move, 70-cent move there on Lyft. But the over on this is going to be a little bit more difficult, a lot more congestion. But I really like that level at 43.2. Those 43.15, I like that. It's, a lot of resistance over here, turns resistance, support, back to resistance. I like that a lot. And then over that, let's go to this 15. Kind of can't really see as clear as I want to. So on the 15, okay, 43.75 is going to be a big level. Cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. 43.75, that's right before we fell off here. 43.72, we'll throw that in here. 43.72, I like that to the upside as well, to the downside. Might not move as well, but I do think there's big play potential in Lyft. The flow's pretty bullish, and most of the calls taken are very OTM, so I like that a lot. All four plays I'm pretty confident in tomorrow. The one thing that kind of messes with my head a little is what's going to happen in the market, right? Today was weird. AFRM, there was, apparent leak by some intern. I don't know what exactly happened. Rips 10%, right? And then it just absolutely falls. 30-something%, halted down twice, insane. Uber, same story, a little bit different story, but had great earnings, awesome. Then in the middle of the day has this weird little, halt, and no one really knew what was going on. I don't even really understand what they halted it for, but it ends up falling, and pretty bad day after that. Calls and puts at that time went 5 times. So if you hit the calls at the bottom of that nasty candle, they went 5 times. If you hit puts while it was in a halt, they went 5 times. So that's pretty insane. That's simply due to IV, and that was something we don't often see in the market, especially what happened with AFRM, what happened with Uber, pretty insane. So I'm going to be taking my time tomorrow, definitely going to have to be patient and not force too many plays, but I'm really excited about tomorrow. I think there's going to be a very good day to trade in terms of having some volatility, having a lot of volume, and seeing how SPY reacts is going to be my first, what's really going to impact how I trade tomorrow.